Greetings and welcome back to the 60-minute arena. This is the exciting start of round 2. So all of the 20 contestants have had their maps played by me, and those contestants were divided up into 4 teams of 5. There were 25 matches where there were 4 people in the ring at a time, and each individual comparison of map versus map was considered a match. Starting with the captains. So we had the 4 captains in the ring, and then they tagged in their team members depending on the quote-unquote damage that they took during their matches. So there were 8 eliminations, including the entire red team, unfortunately. So what was left in the arena is the blue team, the green team, and the yellow team. Now, everyone has healed up 1 stamina in between rounds and have sent in the strongest member of their teams. So for the blue team, to my right, your left, we have Pingy, Puck, and Pingo Ping, the random carrots. They are counted as 1. We have the captain, Pyrogale, from the green team. And we have from the yellow team, Awesome 1. As you can see, their relative stamina is represented by the number of blocks. So Awesome 1 is between 75 and 100% of his stamina with 4 blocks. Pyrogale is somewhere around 75, and as are the random carrots. That means that the folks out on the sidelines waiting to be tagged in are at slightly lower health, or that means that they submitted maps later. So a lot of things we do are based on the order that maps were submitted. What we are going to do in round 2, it's going to be a little bit different, but mostly the same. There will be 3 people in the ring at a given time. Whichever 2 people have submitted their maps the earliest will compete against each other. They both have a strength rating, and the difference between their strength and the other person's stamina gets deducted from the stamina, and basically you take damage or get weaker, kind of like a role-playing game. Same way we did that in round 1, that will continue in round 2. But what will happen then is once that is finished, the third person in the ring, so the person who wasn't in that match, will immediately and right away face the winner of the 2 people that are already in the ring. So there will be sort of 2 fights per match. And then, once all 3 of them have fought, then we'll process any tags or eliminations based on the remaining stamina. And that is also dependent on whether or not the captain is still alive. We're going to use the same rules from round 1. So you're not going to see me do any more map LPs. I'm going to run through these matches fairly quickly, and I don't know how long it will take to get through all the matches in round 2, but basically we will go until everybody has fought once, and then we'll start round 3 with a chance to heal in between. So let's get started. So combat in this round 2 begins with Pyrogale versus the random carrots. Pyrogale on my right. If you remember, Pyrogale's map, her special moves include killing map makers with a lightsaber. She had a specific vengeance against Cloud Wolf. He was eliminated early in the tournament. And on my left, in the blue team, the random carrots, they fight with a magic compass that tells them in advance what moves to make during a match. So these 2 competitors, they fight it out, and based on their current stamina and their current strength levels, what happened in this match was that the random carrots got the win, and they take enough damage to lower them 1 block on their relative percent. And Pyrogale lost, unfortunately, and took enough damage that she is down to the last 25% of her strength. So the random carrots were the winner. That means that the random carrots are going to face against Awesome 1. Now, Awesome 1's special moves in this tournament are to bring in a companion cube to help fight with him. In this case, Awesome 1 is at 100% of his strength and stamina, and even though the random carrots are at about 60-something% of their strength and stamina, that is still enough to equal Awesome 1. So these two teams go into what's called a grappling mode, where they each lose 1 stamina, and it's sort of a stalemate situation. And the net effect that has is that the random carrots are now squarely at 50%, so their blocks don't change. But Awesome 1 ends up going down to 75% of his stamina. So here's what the field looks like at the end of the first match. Now we will process the eliminations. No one was eliminated. Now we'll take a look at tagging in and out. So Pyrogale at 25% is tagging out. And from the green team perspective, she is going to call in the person with the most stamina at the moment. Now Kavolta and Decipher both have the same amount of stamina, except that Kavolta's map was submitted earlier. So as I mentioned, that means that Kavolta will be the person who tags in, and Pyrogale will go out for a momentary rest. Kavolta's stamina puts him at about 50% of his health. So that is 1 tag. Now the random carrots are at 2 blocks, or around 50% of their health. Actually, I think they're at 60%. So that means that when you get down to 2 blocks, if your captain is still in, which their captain is still in, they have the option of tagging out, such that the strongest member of the blue team will be in the arena. And that means that Box is coming back in, because he still has the overall strongest rating. He is cycling in for the random carrots. Now Box is also at 60-something%, so he's at about the same percent as the carrots. However, his total current strength is higher than the carrots, so that's why he swapped in. So this is what the match looks like in round 2. So if you remember, on the right hand side, Kavolta's map and his special abilities were pushing and throwing crates around, and Box's special ability in the ring was to summon warping random kitties that run around and confuse and distract and interact with the other player. In this case, Box, even at his only 60% of his total, he is strong enough to knock Kavolta out. But Kavolta doesn't go down without a fight. Kavolta does some damage to Box during the struggle, and Box takes damage. I'm still going to leave him at 2 blocks based on his overall percent, but his stamina has been lowered. That means that Awesome 1 is going to jump on Box, because the third person will always attack the winner. Box's stamina and strength, once again, is able to completely knock out Awesome 1. So Awesome 1 is eliminated, but again, Box takes damage during the round. Box has fallen below 50%, but his percent is still closer to 50 than 25. So we're going to leave him with 2. Box had quite a bit of strength in this tournament, and he is rapidly losing stamina every time that he fights, but he had a lot to go on. So now we've had another green and a second yellow elimination. Blue still has not had anyone eliminated, and in from the green team comes Decipher. Decipher has the highest current strength and stamina for the green team, and on the yellow team, Jimsack very eagerly jumps into the ring, and let's see what their health totals look like. So now we have 3 contestants who are all at about 50% of their starting strength and stamina, and because Box has taken so much damage, his current strength and stamina is now equal to both Boona Boy and Lord Creeper Kid. So all 3 of these blue team members have the same stamina, but Box had submitted his map earlier, so he stays in the ring for at least one more matchup. That will be against Decipher. So Box does the Warping Kitty attack. And if you remember, Decipher's special abilities are similar to Ant-Man. He has miniaturization powers. And from a combat perspective, we now see Box going quite a bit down below the 50% mark. He is not hitting as hard as he was, so Decipher stays in, but he is around 25% of his original amount of health. The winner from that round by a small margin was Box, so Jimsack is going to attack Box. And do you remember Jimsack's special ability was fighting with a brown paper bag full of creepy mice? And he's smacking that all over Box. It's not a very pleasant attack. Box does take some stamina damage, but Jimsack also still is damaged by Box's flailing attack and is below 25%. So now all three of these contestants are going to go ahead and tag out at the end of this round because they're all down to one block. Alright, so Lord Creeper Kid tags in for Box. Decipher is about to tag out for Pyrogale. She says, no, wait, you're stronger than me, stay in. And VU6 comes in for the yellow team. So this first matchup, based on the order of maps submitted, is going to be Lord Creeper Kid versus VU6. And if you remember, on my left, Lord Creeper Kid of the blue team is armed with the truth. He preaches the truth as he is addressing all of his competitors as salesmen. And VU6 fights with shears and tries to turn his opponent into origami boxes. Folds them up. So those two go at it. Lord Creeper Kid does come out as the winner. So Lord Creeper Kid does expend some stamina and take some damage while fighting against VU6, but does enough damage that VU6 is eliminated. Immediately upon this happening, Decipher has to attack the winner of that, which is Lord Creeper Kid. And Decipher is also knocked out by the power of the truth. Lord Creeper Kid does take some stamina damage, but is still between 50 and 25%. So two more eliminations in the third matchup of round 2. This is going very quickly now. So unfortunately, green team has lost 4. They're going to be down to 1 person. Yellow team has now lost 3. They're down to 2. That blue team, based on the strength of their maps as well as the sequence submitted, they are just coming out on top. It's luck of the draw for some degrees. So now we have Pyro Gale is the last member of the green. We have Cakes coming in with Jimsack on the sideline. And we have Lord Creeper Kid swapping out for Boonaboy. And in this scenario, the first 2 maps submitted were Pyrogale and Boonaboy. They clash, and unfortunately, by the way, Boonaboy, his special moves were trapping his opponent inside of an obsidian box using alien technology against the lightsaber skills of Pyrogale. Pyrogale is just no match for the strength of Boonaboy, and although Boonaboy takes some stamina damage, he is still around 50%. So the green team is now eliminated, the second team to be out. That means that Cakes is automatically going to attack Boonaboy. Cakes had intensely logical mind games that he plays with his opponent. He uses his buttons to cast magic spells and TNT death. Unfortunately, Boonaboy is able to survive those attacks and does enough damage that Cakes is also knocked out. So this may be it, ladies and gentlemen. I did not expect it to end this quickly or in this manner, but Jimsack is the lone opponent from the red team. He is down to about 16% of his original stamina. Boonaboy says, "Captain, come on in, finish this guy off." So Leoin Redstone jumps back in. Leoin is at about 50%, actually about 60% of their original stamina. The Leoin Redstone, if you remember, fights with boxing and parkour skills, slamming her opponent into an emerald block. Jimsack has got his creepy mice bag, but unfortunately after being punched in the face with the boxing skills and doing some stamina damage, Jimsack is also eliminated. So that is amazing. All red, yellow, and green participants were eliminated. The blue team did not lose a single member of their team. And so we have the blue team as winners in the tag team matchup, season 4 of 60-minute maps. Now everyone on the blue team is going to be rewarded with this 4-color banner. So it is a blue flag piercing through the red, green, and yellow teams on the field. And those, as well as the gold body determining tournament winners, have been added to the 60-minute arena to the audience members as appropriate. And I hope you guys really enjoyed Season 4. I had a lot of fun playing those 20 awesome maps. That is what matters the most to me, is that you guys had a great map. Thanks again to CDFDMAN and Recabilly for coming up with the concept. Thanks again to Greeny Green for the music in this series. Now, for those of you who were curious about the overall strength of each individual map, and would things have turned out differently if I had just done this as a straight competition instead of as a tag team match? The answer is mostly yes. So Box map scored the highest of all the maps, followed very closely by Lord Creeper Kid. And again, it was just kind of random happenstance and scheduling that they ended up on the blue team together. And then we have 6 maps that were actually tied for 3rd place, only scoring 1 point less than Lord Creeper Kid. And that was Cavolta of the green team. That was Cakes of the yellow team. Incarceron of the red team. Boona Boy of the blue team, Decipher of the green team, and Edact of the red team. So as you can see, the highest rated map was in the blue team, the second highest was in the blue team, and one of the third highest was also in the blue team. And then Cloudwolf's map was the next highest rated, even though he was one of the first eliminated. And the random carrots were the 5th place. So Cloudwolf was 4th, 5th. So in the blue team alone, we had the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 5th place teams. Unfortunately, that was just too powerful to overcome. And the blue team came out on top. So what's next for the future of 60-minute maps in this 60-minute arena? Well, I'm going to be taking a little bit of a break while I focus on my vignette projects, as well as the survival that is going on my Minecraft Realms server. Having a lot of fun there, but I would love to play your 60-minute maps in the off-season. You can always submit those to bit.ly/60msubmit, or send me an email or leave me a YouTube comment with a link to your map. I can't guarantee when I will get to them, but they are going into a list that I do intend to enjoy. I know a lot of people in this arena are also capable of making full-length maps that are not constrained by the 60 minutes. And those I desperately want to see. So if you are working on maps, if you've been inspired by this competition, please let me know and I will check out your stuff in due time. Till next time, Arsmalik, signing out.